What's up, guys, and welcome to the episode of the Bubba Speed Career Mode in MotoGP 20. And it's time for us to go to Thailand, which could be a decisive race for this championship. Because, of course, having a 27-point lead, I'm not going to say that we're extremely comfortable, but we are confident. We do feel like we can go out there, we can get this championship, and a win here in Thailand, which is a track that I'm not terrible at, could actually be the decisive factor. The important thing, regardless, as always, is finishing above Mazia, because nobody else is a threat to the championship. So as long as we're right there with him, we can be confident. But we are on pole, 145.8 compared to 146.6 by Fenati. Mazia is in fourth, so he's right there. He didn't qualify far back, but that doesn't really make a difference anyway. He seems to a lot of times qualify like towards the fifth row or something like that, and he always ends up being right there up front, battling for races, so it doesn't really make a difference. But let's see if we can go out and get ourselves a good result here, which is what we need to really just win this championship. And Thailand isn't a track that I consider myself all that amazing at. It's not one that I feel like I can definitely, like, I'm a guaranteed win, like say Mugello, but it is one that I've been doing pretty well at so far. I'm feeling pretty confident, and I look forward to beating Mazia. That's, like I said, the important thing. Fenati has an amazing start, and there's Mazia right there. You can recognize him because of the orange part of his leathers, as opposed to Foggia, who's like green or something like that. So interesting stuff to see what happens with Mazia. He loses a few positions and we crash him out by accident. I guarantee you guys, I did not do it on purpose. I'm 100% against that. Like, I don't even condone that against, like, just random people online. I don't condone that against, even friends if you're playing against each other. I do not condone crashing somebody out on purpose, so that was absolutely not on purpose. I swear to you guys, you can believe me if you want. You cannot believe me if you don't want to. That's 100% fine, but I swear to you, my conscience is clean. My conscience is clean. I did not crash him out on purpose, because even for the sake of my videos anyway, that's not ideal. You know what I mean? Like, ideally it would be a battle, and I was hoping that we could beat him, we would destroy him without him having to crash out, or if he does crash out, on his own. Unfortunately, we crashed him out, and if it ends like this, I'm not going to complain, because we'd still be winning the title, we'd still be going up to Moto2 as the Moto3 champions, but it's not ideal to crash somebody out. It never is, and it's not something that I'm a fan of. If it happens, it happens, but I'm not going to do it on purpose, so I really do hope you guys understand that. Meanwhile, Fenati has also lost a few positions, which isn't great, because we were first and second. Now look at us, we're fourth and fifth. Oh, and we crash out. Make a huge mistake there. Dove in, tried to go for the pass. I was expecting Fenati to move over a little bit, and it cost us. We're now in 28th position. I think Mazia is still behind us, so at least there's that. But now we have to watch out, because if he gets past us and he manages to get a few points, that is a couple points gained for him. Now, I don't expect him to do so. I definitely would say he's too far back. He's probably not the one that's right behind me. He's probably the one that's even further back. Or there's two guys right behind Bubba. He's probably like one of the ones that's even further back, I would assume. There's no way in hell that he's right on us right now. So we do still have the advantage, but I want that. Okay, no, he is the one right behind us. Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting. He's right there. Okay. I don't know who the hell is way back there in dead last, but maybe it's Fenati. I don't think I crashed him out. Anyway, so bottom line is, our goal right now is finish above Mazia, obviously, but we also want to get a few points out of this, because if we can finish in front of him and get at least 1 or 2 points, that could be huge, because, well, let's not forget, and this is obvious, this is extremely obvious, but I'm going to say it, you only need 1 point over your opponent to win the championship, so any single point can really be helpful right now, especially because we're going to go to a series of tracks where I'm not going to say I'm bad at. Oh, just horrible right there. Like, I feel really good at Phillip Island. I'm good at Valencia. But am I going to sit here and say I'm extremely confident in Sepang? Definitely not. So, I will say, like, this is going to be an interesting end to this season. I really am excited to see how things play out, as Mazia is right there on our ass. Try not to crash him out again. Now he understands he needs to avoid us. He needs to avoid us if he wants to essentially not die. Meanwhile, get past Balta, or whatever his guy's name, Baltus. Oof, almost crashing out again. Got a penalty there, 0.3 of a second penalty, which is honestly, it's devastating. It really is devastating, because that's the last thing we needed. I don't see how I got a penalty for that. I don't see in any way whatsoever how that was warranted, but alright, whatever. Thank you, MotoGP 20. It's a great game, but the penalty system, I keep on saying this, is still kind of messed up, because I feel like, tolerant should not be this punishing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I gained anything out of there. There's no way in hell I gained 0.3 out of that, that's for damn sure. Alright, so Getting ourselves up there towards the top 20. Almost crashing out again. Going in too hard on the brakes. Whew. Alright, Tete. That's a funny name. Lopez, Yamanaka. There's a few guys right here. I mean, if you just look at the series of guys in front of us, we can easily get ourselves towards 15th if we just race our race. The question is, can we get far enough ahead of them to not be screwed over by the penalty? That's going to be, I would say, the decisive factor here in terms of us getting at least a point. I mean, we're already up to 17th. We're struggling to not get penalties, not just because I'm pushing so damn hard. Because you got to understand, like, this is a moment where there's a good chance of us, if we can get ourselves up to the top 10, that is massive actually for us. Because that's it might not seem like much, but 5 points is 5 points are 5 points. You know what I mean? Like that's a good boost over Mazia, especially going into Sepang and tracks like that. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. We are quick, that's for sure. I think we're probably one of the fastest guys on the track right now. Question is, can we keep it up, and can we actually get to, maybe, I'm not gonna say like the guys that we just saw in the distance, but maybe the front of this pack, because I would say within the span of like a second and a half, 2 seconds, there's probably 10 guys, 8 guys maybe. So if we can get past all of them, we're right back in it. And let's talk a little bit about the track, 'cause I'm talking a little bit too much about the just the race in general, which is of course fine. I'm trying to improve my commentary, but I want to give you guys kind of a rundown of the track now. Among all of the modern tracks, this might be my least hated, because I really despise Aragon and Spielberg. And by modern, I mean tracks that have been on the calendar for less years. This is one of the ones I like the least. I dislike the least among the new ones. I feel like it's fast. I think it's fun. I think it's not just point and shoot, even though it is relatively point and shoot. I mean, it is one of those extremely fast tracks where it's like turn straight away. It's not, like a Saxon Ring or even like a Mugello, where it is a lot of straightaways, but there's also multiple chicanes. It's a very different kind of track, whereas this one is a lot of, I would say, it is kind of a point and shoot track, but it's a fun point and shoot track. It's got some character to it. It's very recognizable. It's easy to go around and actually have fun on, and I just love it. Like, Aragon is just super boring. It's not fun at all. It's very frustrating as a track, whereas this one is it just flows really well, in my opinion, and it really feels like a good track. And I just feel like, this is definitely among the new ones, probably my favorite, I would say, or at least one, if not my favorite, then definitely top 2, okay? Now, this part of the track right here, as we go into the final corner, it's important that you get this right. If you get this last corner wrong, of course, you're going to have a terrible drive, but if you get it right, you are going to be having a good drive. Like right there, we get an excellent, we go through it pretty much perfectly, and we should be able to gain on Fernandez and Alcoba. But what's difficult about this turn, the first turn right here, is it's kind of like, it's not really a blind turn, but if you get it wrong, you're going to go flying wide. Like, you're going to go really fucking wide. Like right there, we bumped into people and that cost us. But if you don't get it right, you're going to have a really, really bad lap, and that's just the truth. I mean, there is plenty of runoff, but you don't want to be using that amount of runoff, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gives you kind of like a false confidence. And then right here, I like to get on the brakes kind of late, and then kind of turn into it, like, boom, right there. Barely clipped the apex, and then I blew it on the, coming out of it. I hit the gas way too early. I should have waited a split second longer, and it would have pretty much set us up with an excellent drive, but still come out of it pretty quick. Can't really complain too much. And this turn right here, it's funny. On Moto3, you think, oh my god, look at this turn, like you have to brake, but you really don't. That's where you really just have to have a mental thing. Like, you have to trust that even without hitting the brakes, you're going to get through the corner. There, hit the brakes too hard, hit it too early, end up running wide, end up getting a terrible line. Whereas Mazia is right there with us, man. He's keeping up with us, and that's not good, because we have this penalty. He might actually finish above us. So we have to really go balls to the wall right now to put together a decent gap and stay ahead of him, because we do not want to lose points considering what happened throughout the race. I mean, we've been ahead of him the entire time, haven't crashed him out, but he can still finish above us with the penalty, which would be really, really frustrating. All right, and almost got another penalty, which would be horrible. It's just so nerve-wracking when you have a penalty, because you have to have a certain distance, and it's really frustrating. All right, last corner. See, I think this is going to be in the next lap. Like, this is in the final lap. This is going to be where... Oh, Mazia crashed out again. I had nothing to do with it this time. 100%. Mazia crashes out. That's huge news for us. interesting to see where he ends up. I mean, he's definitely not getting any points. It'll be more interesting to see where we end up. If we can get... Oof, man, all of a sudden pressure... Not really pressure's on because, you know, he's not going to gain points on us. But the pressure is on to see if we can get... If we can keep 12th position. Our teammate should not be doing this right now. He should just be letting us have the position. He should not be going after us. That makes 0 sense. We're 2 seconds behind. 2 seconds behind, I don't know who's in front of us. I didn't look. So it's a pretty fucking big lead for him. Can we actually gain 2 seconds? It's unlikely. At this point, the question is, can we put together a big enough gap between us and 13th position to comfortably finish in 12th? He could be diving in at any time. I think we got a decent gap right there. 1.1 over Alcoba. Made a mistake there, so he's going to have a good chance of getting himself right back in it. We really, really, really have to just be calm. I mean, like, a point might not really change much for us, but like I said, man, like, a point can literally win you the championship. So you have to try to get the best result you can. And this part of the track right here, we're low on fuel. I'm just trying to, and we should have plenty of time because the race is almost over. Just a couple more turns, but we get another big penalty. No, we didn't. Thank God. Okay, I was able to save it. That didn't crash out either, which would have been devastating. Oof, last turn. Our tires are mush. Low fuel. Last turn, can we nail it? We go through it pretty much perfectly. We're hard on the gas to come out. Is the gap going to be big enough? Let's hope so, because we can potentially finish outside the points with how close they are. Let's see. Foggia wins, Suzuki second, Mino third, Antonelli fourth. Okay, nothing interesting there. And 12th position. Okay. That's what, 4 points? I think that's 12. That's 4 points, I think. Yeah, 15-1, 14-2, yeah. No, okay, that's, yeah, 13 is 3 points, so we got 4 points. Okay. Not terrible, not terrible. I was hoping for much better, obviously. But considering we crashed, can't really complain too much. So, we've got ourselves some really important points here. Obviously, Mazia did not finish in the points. So at least extra 4 points that puts us at 31. So yeah, interesting stuff. And it's kind of cool to see, like, we don't really get to see this too often. Like Fenati, Foggia, all these guys that we're actually having battles up front. And let's not forget, Fenati started the race excellently. And there you go, we're 31 points ahead of Mazia. Suzuki is down by 71, and Foggia is right there. So Foggia is actually going for the championship podium. Not that really gives you much of anything except for maybe a bonus, but you know, it's always good for competition to be there no matter where it is on the table. Championship, of course, the team standings, there's no catching them. They have, two guys that win a lot of races, so we're never going to catch them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let me know in the comment section down below if you have any tips on what I can do to improve my personal riding as well as the series itself. I hope you guys are liking it, because honestly at this point it might be my favorite series to do, because I'm just really enjoying the game, and I hope you guys can kind of feel my passion coming through these videos, as cringy as that was. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next video.